you? Good to see you again. Just came back from a store run. Not to give away too many of my secrets, but I do things one or two ways. Or three ways. Sometimes I carry one here. Other times I carry one here. Other times I carry one here and one there. Carry both. But I always got two. Always have two. So, I went to a store run, got me some, found a pork loin. 35 bucks, it's big. I can barbecue it. Thinking about a few things on the way down on my little 10-mile trek. I thought of a time when I was at Walmart, rare time, and I don't do that again. And this homeless guy had the door open, back door. And no, I didn't have a pole in the way, but I had the back door open like so, and I was loading the food in there, you know. I do believe at that time I had my, I had a sidearm on the hip. This time I got a shoulder holster, which is a little easier to maneuver. So I'm like this, and the next thing this homeless guy looked homeless. I look homeless too. The more I stay at home, I look homeless. Don't comb my hair. And I'm like, today I took a shower. I didn't feel like taking a shower because I didn't want to get wet and get cold, and even though it's raining now. So I took a shower, and where was I? So I was loading up the car, and he's about 15 feet away, and he says, "Can I have that?" I said, "No." No, I said, "I got it. It's only a few bags." I wasn't rude. The guy probably wanted to, get a little bit of tip money, And right in the middle, he said, "Do you know where the homeless shelter is?" I'm thinking, why would I know where the homeless shelter is? Do I really look that homeless? I can sleep in my car. So he says, and he's running his mouth, and I get the gist of it, he's like talking, he's banter, and it's distracting. And next thing I know, he's like, the door was open a little bit more, and he's like, grabs some stuff out of my cart. I'm like, no, I'm not going to shoot the guy for taking my beanie weenies, but he grabs the shit out of my cart, and my instinct is to create a distance, and instead of running off with him, which would be fine, I can buy more beanie weenies, he starts to put him in the car. Well, when he does that, that has me wedged. I'm wedged between now the door and him, and that's where the next topic comes up, because one, situational awareness, even when you're out here out in the boonies, what's going on around you, oftentimes I use the kittens. Kittens are on the porch. If there's something else on the porch which, would spook them, I look out the window and I see what they're doing. Use nature. Nature is your friend. But anyway, so this guy, he's on top of me before I have any chance to do anything. And he also had, if I had a sidearm, I can't remember, he also had my right side wedged up against between and him and his body, and it was really hard to do, and all this took a period of a couple seconds. So what I did was I got out of the way gently, not forcefully, didn't shove him. I got out of the way, and I made some space between me, and I backed up around 15 feet. Okay, I'm like, that's odd. So that brings to this one topic, where you carry your gun. Sometimes it may not be. In a shoulder rig, okay, you're there. you know, you're not squished. I personally like both. Now, what that brings me to mind is these knives. I carried these. I don't know if we can see that. I carried there, right there. I carried them today down to the store with, you know, with my one leather belt. Slipped on very easy enough. This is an 1.5 inch belt. And these are very light. They're 4 ounces total and very comfortable and very light. Now, let's say I had them in the back and this guy had walked up and now I'm wedged between the back. Well, I got to take my arms, which I couldn't really move very well anyway, except enough to get out of the way, and move them around to the back so I could get these. But now in the front, I got them. Now I'm not as skinny as Bastin Co. But even with a little bit of belly, you got them, okay? You got them right here, and they're in front of you, and they're ready to deploy, or employ, or outploy, or hooploy, double ployed, okay? And you're good to go. You don't have to reach around back. Now first, can you imagine putting them in the back? I don't want to stab my dick. Can you imagine trying to put them in the back? Yeah, so to me, this works great. Okay, I got a first line of defense. They're right there. I can deploy one, or I can deploy the other, depending on, you know, let's say for instance your right side, he's got your right arm. Got your right arm, you can do the left and slash that arm of his. Okay? That's my thought on that. And it's raining. Let's go over here under the shed. Okay, so let's recap a little bit. Situational awareness. Be aware of what's going on around you. That'll save your ass a hell of a lot faster than, you know, being able to like, that was a mosquito. Hold that thought. You're driving down the road, you know you're going to have one gun. The problem with the shoulder holster is, well, you got your seatbelt on. It doesn't make it that hard, so, you know, keep one on the seat. That way, take your phone with you. Call somebody. Keep your doors locked. All that other happy stuff. This is a huge, it was the cheapest one they had. It's $27.55. It's boneless center cut pork loin. I'll put some Sweet Baby Ray's on it. Let it marinate. Maybe freeze half of it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I'm looking for some denim. Now this is the cheapest pair I got. And damned, yeah, I think that's a skid mark. It happens. We get old. We can't hold our mud. It happens. What we're gonna do here, oh, and by the way, when I'm in a shirt like this, I normally keep a button buttoned because that's what buttons are for. They're for buttoning. But you know, that way when the wind's blowing, you know, it doesn't like blow and then old ladies are like, we got the gun. So anywho, so let's take this. I could hang this up, but I don't really feel like fucking with it too often. We'll get the general idea. Okay? This will simulate somebody's clothing. And that way it'll keep it to where it's not so. Get a general idea. cutting power on these little knives. Okay. I'll aim right for there, and that'd be about half of it. Alright. So let's say we pull out one of them, and we were ready to deploy, and we go. Okay. First of all, it just poked a little bit of hole. Just poked a little hole right there. Just a little one. But, that's more than a little one. It went through the, poked a little hole in the fabric, and then it went through. Okay, and even if we stabbed, I mean, that just goes in effortlessly. Okay, that hangs up on there. But let's say we stab and then we cut. Stabbed and we cut. These things will lay you open. It doesn't do all that well with fabric. That's surprising. The fabric is hanging up on it. Flip this over. Let's try the other one. Let's try it left-handed. Okay. Yeah, the fabric is hanging up on it. So what we learned here is we'll stab and then rip. Okay. Stab and rip. That would be your best bet. Unless they have like a light t-shirt on. Stab and rip. Yeah. That best bet. Bury that in there and then rip. Rip like your life's in danger and you're ready to be, and they're ready to kill you. So hey, with a little bit of practice, we really tore a whole hell of a lot of meat off. And yeah, that would hurt. That is deep. Yeah, very impressive. So, push. Now I'm trying to cut it in half, so we'll just go through a slicing motion. It's gonna leave a nasty wound, people. I'll tell you that much right now. It's gonna leave a very nasty wound. You hit them about 4 or 5 times, if that, and run. Well, there you go. I'm going to take this in and I'm going to coat it with some seasoning and I'm going to let it marinate. I'll probably cook it tomorrow. As usual, not my best work, but let's get this in here. It taught me a few things with these serrated blades. Taught me a few things. Rip, stab, and rip. That would work. Alright. Was that fun or what? I woke up feeling a little bit better. And I don't want to push it. Push it real good. Anyway, you know the difference between you and me is I make this look good. I gotta go, I'm terribly busy. We learned something. We saw, we conquered, we situational awareness, stab and cut, make the biggest wound possible, and run. Run like the wind. Run like Lightning Man. I'm Lightning Man. I run like the wind. What does the Flash do when he gets there? He runs fast. What does he do? Hey, I'm the first one here. So, I have to go. I'm terribly fucking busy. I have more musing to do. We'll see you. Thanks for joining me. It's always a fucking pleasure.